every night are we play dead.
Campus Vibe with Hobby on Confidence TV.
Yeah, it's a boy DJ Tree, so Campus Trend on Confidence TV. Watch out, subscribe and like. Great.
Hey guys, watch out for Campus Trend on Confidence TV. Bye bye.
Guys, it's Campus Trend with Kobe on Confidence TV. Watch out.
Hello guys, watch out for Campus Trend on Confidence TV.
On Confidence TV. Campus Trend on Confidence TV.
Campus Trend on Confidence TV is going to be very amazing, I tell you.
Campus Trend on Confidence TV. Thank you. Campus Trend on Confidence TV. TV Lab. Campus Trend on Confidence TV. Watch out.
Campus Trend on Confidence TV. Watch out. Campus Trend on Confidence TV.
Campus Trend on Confidence TV. Watch out.
For Campus Trend on Confidence TV. Bye.
Campus Trend on Confidence TV.
Campus Vibe with Hobby on Confidence TV. This and every Friday at 4 p.m. sharp. The Campus Vibe you can't miss. Stay updated, stay confident, stay stylish.
Good afternoon. I'm here with Ms. Efia Asari.
Hi, I'm Ifya Sari and I'm the founder and executive director of Africa Policy Institute.
Beautiful. So today's conversation was based on social impact. We talked about mental health. I would really like to know your overview about the program.
I think it is really great that there's something like this. We do not see it more often. As youth, we try to be leaders, and then we find ourselves looking up to someone and trying to be someone, which we do not have to. We have to personally, I feel like you have to own yourself. You have to know who you are, your identity, and then you embrace it, encourage it, and then you lead in your own way. But I think the program is really great. What I would say is that you do not have to lose your identity trying to be equal to someone you don't know.
Oh, that's a beautiful word from Miss Efia. So Miss Efia, I would like to know, is there any word of encouragement you'd like to give to any student out there or anybody out there?
I would say that own yourself. You know who you are, what you stand for, where you're going, know your identity, your purpose, and it would lead you. Trust me, it would lead you.
Thank you so much. As we heard from Miss Efia, she said you must make sure to be your own self and not be somebody, and that's a powerful message for today. I hope we really take whatever thing she said into consideration, and a very lovely submission. But then I want to know your overall overview of the program. Just
do you know what? I was truly impressed when I came in and saw the crowd. I saw the students, your resource people.
Right.
I love your backdrop, I must say. It's a good job done.
Yeah.
But it was, in all, it was a good event. And I think the content, what came out of it, was truly something to write home about. It was good.
Okay, so what's one word of advice you leave for students after this program?
You know, because there were different topics, it's difficult to kind of come up with a one piece advice. But I think that society has put a lot of pressure on the young people.
Okay.
And one of the things one of the key, I can't remember her name, but it's to really be yourself and to believe in yourself and just understand that you can attain and achieve anything that you wish to achieve, provided you set your mind to it and keep your focus.
Okay.
That's what I would
Right.
definitely want people to take away with them.
Thank you so much.
You're
for
welcome.
coming.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for coming to this program. We hope it's been impactful. But overall, what's your 2 cents on the event?
Oh, well, I'm an old student of Pentecost University, and
Okay.
I must say this is one of the best programs I've attended here.
Wow.
Because during our time, it's usually programs outside that we get the opportunity to go. But this time around, you guys were able to bring like the big people to your campus. Like, it's really commendable, and it was impactful. Honestly, I've learned a lot from other people's speeches as well. So yes, overall it's been impactful, and I'm looking forward to more of such impactful programs.
Okay, so as an alumni, what would you say you wish you could do something differently way back when you were a student of Pentecost University?
Wow, interesting question.
Yeah.
Well, from what I know now, when I was in school, I really loved mental health discussions, but I never really had the opportunity to speak to people so much about mental health. So if I had the opportunity to go back to these days, I'm sure I would have been talking more about mental health than I'm doing now, especially with my colleagues.
Okay.
Because during my time, I've had about 2 of my colleagues commit suicide, not on campus, but during vacations.
Wow.
Just because one gentleman was labeled as girlish or babesia, and not knowing everything was getting to him. He was functioning well in campus, yet he was dealing with depression. So whilst away on vacation, one day he just took his life, and then that was it. So if I had the opportunity to go back to those days, I would definitely do more of the mental health advocacy than I'm doing now.
Oh, wow. That was really insightful. Thank you so much. So much for gracing the occasion. We hope you had fun and has been insightful. But what's your general take on the event?
Oh, I had fun. It was really insightful. For me, the event was wonderful. The first lady that spoke, when she spoke about things that happened to us and we keep it in our heart, like I really relate to it because I had a very big turnover in 2024 and I couldn't reach out to anybody. I think that's the most devastating thing I've ever put in my life, and in that moment I couldn't call or reach out to anybody. I was just standing there and I couldn't talk to anybody because I'm someone that always keep myself in put. I'm always doing things and I'm the one that give people advice. So at that point when I needed advice, I felt like reaching out to be demeaning to the kind of personality I've built, or to be me seeking out pity or looking for validation. So I kept in those heavy load and it bore down on me more than it would have been if I shared. And even after those periods, even when it was still very bad, I was just posting and laughing and acting as if, oh, nothing is happening. And looking back at it now, I felt like there's nothing wrong with letting your emotions out, letting things show. Even you don't have to post about it, but at the very least, let yourself heal, let yourself go through that process instead of you just acting like it's not there. When you ignore it, you're not going to heal. It's just going to come for you in the future. You're going to deal with that same thing in the future. You're just delaying your healing. So I think that resonated with me very well because it's something I'm going through, I've gone through, and I'm still figuring it out.
Okay, so when they were reading your profile, something interesting struck me. So you were a nursing student and a YouTuber. I barely see people in this field because as a nurse, we are expected for you to be always in your books, academia. So how are you combining nursing with lifestyle? That's YouTube.
Okay, I remember there was a question someone asked. They asked about how do you manage academic at the same time with financial struggle. So I think when life presents you with a dilemma where you have to hustle. You have to do something regardless. When I was in school, I think from 200 level, I started paying my school fees by myself, working hard. Like me and all my siblings were doing the same thing. So if you're not given opportunity to like have support, obviously I had my mom, but at the same time we are very many. I have 8 siblings, so it's not something that only one person can do. So you have to pull your weight. So then I'll see my classmates going for clinicals, external clinicals. I can't go because I'm working. People just read for exams, but while I'm reading for exams, I'm still thinking about how am I going to pay my school fees? How am I going to do this? How am I going to do that? So there was a lot of pressure, and at the end of the day, you have to pull your weight. You have to do something. If you sit and do nothing, obviously you won't graduate. You won't be able to do it. So I started doing YouTube. At first, it was more like at first it was just for fun, and then it started paying. It was so exciting. It gave me a source of joy, a source of, I don't know, like something doing, and I felt empowered because most times women are being told, oh, you marry right, you marry somebody, oh yeah, next year men will come up and down, but there are things you have to do on your own because people are in abusive relationship because they cannot survive, they cannot sustain themselves outside their husband. So you need to have like your own money. I'm not going to say you need to be 100% rich, but at least you need to be earning something so you can sustain yourself, and your worth will not be tied to this person is providing for me. If I leave, how would I survive? So regardless of anything, just as a human being, we all need to have something we are doing, regardless of school, regardless of anything. So for me, having a job outside of school, like it really brought up my self-worth, made me independent and know what to choose and not just like pick anything.
All right,
So
that's really interesting. Thank you so much.
I was running for the girl. I was like, no, we should fight. Like, yeah. As a guy, I was very, very grounded for the girl that she should like be self-reliant, like the other one. They were blaming the girl because of how she was dressed. Yeah. So if something like this is happening in the community, how will the person be able to like stand up for herself or be able to do something for herself if she's being blamed of something which is bad? Let's say the person dressed and she's wearing a miniskirt and the guy was like, oh, when I saw her I was aroused because she was wearing a miniskirt, I raped her. And even at that instance where human beings or the people around should let the guy face the music, say, oh, we don't do that, that's sexual harassment, that's abuse. You should fight for the girl. You are telling the girl that it's because of how she was dressed, that's why the guy raped her. So she shouldn't have dressed like that.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for gracing the occasion, but I want to know your overview or your general take on the event. What do you have to say about the event?
Oh, okay. Thank you for the opportunity once again.
Yeah.
The event had been so educative,
Right.
in fact, insightful as well, and it has
Okay.
really impacted even we, the panelists, as well as the students' life. And henceforth, we are all going to take our mental health as well as all other spheres of life so important, so that we can live a fulfilled life.
Okay, so during your submission, you made mention that students feel pressured when they are lacking behind. So as a mental health specialist, what's the one key thing you would give to students who feel pressured that they're lacking behind, my mates are ahead, or I'm just not where I'm supposed to be? What's the one thing you say so that like maybe they don't feel overwhelmed or they don't do too much? Because lately a lot of people feel they are really behind in life just because their peers or their mates have taken big steps in life. So coming from a mental health specialist or point of view, what's the one thing simply you can give to people who are in the States?
Okay, so the one thing I would like to say is that we shouldn't allow anybody take our mental health for granted.
Okay.
We should prioritize our mental health in all situations.
Okay.
And then we should do one thing at a time.
Okay.
We shouldn't compare ourselves with anybody. We should be content with who we are,
Right.
what we have,
Okay.
and then be focused on who we want to become in future, so that we don't become so overwhelmed with other pressures from social media and all that. No, just be yourself.
Okay.
And then believe in yourself that something good can come out of you.
Okay.
Generally, we should all be positively reinforced. Everything is possible.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much for gracing us on this occasion. But we want to know your overall overview of the program. What do you make of it?
Thank you for having me. It was an excellent program. I think I can still hear the music still going on. I think these are the sort of platforms that we need for youth. There's so many opinions about the youth of today, and I think it's easy for everyone to stand back and point fingers and say the youth haven't done this or they are not finding their way, they're a bit confused. But it's so crucial that organizations, the students themselves, the campuses, the universities come together to create these kind of platforms. I think it's excellent. I think it should continue. I think it should continue growing in terms of numbers, in terms of the speakers you bring on board. So, and well done to the organizers as well, and for the university for hosting.
Okay, so when you were speaking during your submission, you made mention that you wish these programs were done in your time. So what do you think you would have done differently if you were to be a student again?
I think I would attend more of these events, right? Because I think we hear things about fear, confusion, students not being able to find their way. What we don't realize is that when we give our time, we're actually helping someone to find their way.
Right.
When we give these submissions, we are helping someone who may have probably never met me or never met some of the panelists that attended to actually be in your space, because we don't expect the students to leave and come all the way to Ogilvy or come all the way to where we are to find us. So we need to come a bit closer to the students so that they can keep learning and they can keep growing and finding their way as the opportunities are also coming.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, wonderful. It's really lovely.
Thank you so much for gracing this occasion. I really love the submission, but I want to know your take on the overall conference.
Well, I think it's a great initiative. I was told that it's a project work, but social impact festival. I think it fall line with the whole month of March, projecting women month and all that, and International Women's Day. So I think the whole concept falls in line in discussing, social conversations that helps young people, balance their life, not just studying, but the challenges that we go through with life. It's always great to have an open forum to discuss it and get some answers. So I like the format, where questions were thrown to students, panel and all that. So it was a good one.
During your submission, you made something very interesting that struck me. So you were saying, lately we have made advocacy for women empowerment, and now it's beginning to look like we are now forgetting about the men.
It's true.
It sounded so funny, but I think that started, or that came about when all the attention was on the men. Yes, because like some of the panelists said, back then you now have to make advocacy and campaign for women to go to school. Initially it was just the boy child, and now they are doing the women empowerment, promoting girl child education, and now here you are saying now we are leaving behind the men again.
It's true because we all struggle. We all have our challenges. One of my friends runs a boys mentorship program, and you could see the need for us to mentor boys as well.
Okay.
So I believe that it has to be balanced.
Okay.
So that we don't leave anyone behind. Somewhere, was it this year? One of the days was International Men's Day. And a lot of people didn't know. It's actually on the it's actually on the UN calendar observation
in March.
I don't think it's in March. I don't think, but I need to cross check the dates very well.
Okay.
But it's a day also set aside to celebrate men. But even that one, just a few people knew about that. So we need to balance the awareness, so that we both grow together.
Okay.
If we are talking about the girl child, we have to talk about the boy child too.
Okay.
What are the challenges of boys? And so there are few people who have initiated boys conversation, bringing the girls along.
Okay.
I think for me, it will always be good to balance the conversation, so that we don't leave anyone behind.
Right.
If we're talking about the issues of women, we can equally talk about the issues of men. So that at least we balance it. If it's Mother's Day celebrating mothers, when it's Father's Day, I know the challenges, but equally when we put that attention on men, it helps and balance the whole conversation.
All right.
So for me, I'm for both.
Okay.
I won't leave anyone behind.
Yes, all right. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Japan and South Korea. Actually, I wanted to learn about Ghana because nobody had done proper research with regard to the records, I could not get the figures in Ghana. What I learned was one fact, what the First Lady said about the comparison. Some of the issues that actually, apart from mental health, these are the comparison on social media.
Every night, every night, every night, I we play with